Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 5, where we are finally about to, where we are already about to enter New Harston, the first real town in this game, which is kind of crazy, you know, only 7 episodes in. This is all happening so fast, I don't know what's happening. We're just done with our first little expedition that, you know, brought us from our outpost to all the lands south of New Harston and west of New Harston, and basically everything in the underground as well, which is quite a bit. Surprising amount of underground tunnels and, you know, caves. The one thing that's missing and that I'm going to take care of after we have explored the town and talked to people is a return to this little piece of land here, which we can reach via tunnel, and that has some sort of wandering undead, and possibly the necromancer responsible for all those undead in the first place. Who knows? Or maybe that black-white that we took care of actually was the mastermind behind all that. Anyway, we're here now, and oh yeah, right. After the previous episode, I went ahead and sold stuff, and that brought us, I think, up to about 2,300 gold at one point, and then I spent a lot of that on spells. I think that's the only thing I spent money on. Let's see. Right, I also did find a single fish. That's unfortunately the only one of those random items. Well, a fish and 2 more sheets of papyrus, I guess. Those were the only ones of those mundane items that I am looking for, according to that list. So not much progress in that regard, but maybe we'll find more in town. Yeah, as far as spells go, I upgraded not everything because I wanted to keep a little bit of money, so I skipped Call Beast just because, you know, I don't see myself using that more than I have in every previous Spiderweb game. I guess with the exception of, well, not exactly, the exception of Geneforge. Obviously there we didn't use Call Beast, but we did use pets in that game. Oh, cat. Speaking of pets, not sure what she wants. Anyway, I did not upgrade slow because that's pretty expensive. I think that's like 200 per level, and I don't see myself using that much, so I skipped that for the time being. And for him, I upgraded his healing and his buffing spells, and I did give him Smite, which for some reason he didn't start out with. I suppose that's normal. Yeah, the mage didn't start with the spell in this location either, but we did learn that from a book, whereas, well, we didn't find a book for Smite. So I learned that from the trainer. I guess it must have been available the first time we talked to her and looked at those spells, and I just didn't see it, or couldn't afford it, or I don't know. Anyway, we have it now, so, you know, it's pretty expensive as well in terms of spell cost, spell points, but we have that option now. Now, let's go ahead and talk to the first person we see, the smithy. Okay, that's what I guessed from looking at this place. Vaush. Most of this region is very warm, heated by the enormous steam vents to the southwest. This open building is even hotter. You almost immediately start to sweat under your armor. The Dorikas smith, however, seems entirely comfortable. His smooth reptilian skin is perfectly dry as he smacks into shape a piece of white-hot iron. Yeah, well, I mean, to my knowledge, reptiles cannot sweat or do not sweat, so that's pretty normal. When you enter, he sets down his hammer and approaches you. I am Vaush. This is my smithy. I will deal with the Empire, but it is not welcome. Okay. I mean, that's pretty expected, but I suppose my money is welcome, so can I trade with you? I will not welcome you. Wait, what? Yeah, but you said you were gonna deal with the Empire, which is us. Huh? I will not trade with you, not unless the mayor makes me. Okay. And I do not know that she has allowed you here. Well, she has not, although I'm expecting that she will, once we talk to her. Maybe we should go ahead and talk to the mayor first. Well, I mean, second, I suppose, just in case more encounters in this town are otherwise gonna go similarly to this one here. Well, it is pretty warm in here. We Sliths feel temperatures better than you. We wish the heat. We wish the heat. Wait, feel temperatures better. Whatever that means. That is why we make such good smiths. What do you have against the Empire? We civilized Sliths. We are loyal parts of Avernum, and we have shared in the suffering your kind inflicts on us. We share in the resentment. Once the Empire killed all intelligent things who are not human, they may do so one day again. And do not think that being a Slith who helps the Empire makes me like you more. It is the opposite. Wait. You being a Slith who helps the Empire? Or are you actually referring to the fact that we have a Slith with us? Who is with the Empire? Huh. I wonder if the game would actually take that into account. And have if they would have special lines prepared for, you know, Sliths and Nephilim. Not entirely sure how to read that. The Empire has changed. It even allows Nephilim and Slith Dorikai into the army, as you can clearly see. How kind of it. With another few centuries of this kindness, perhaps we will forget a few of your crimes. And were I you, I would stay in Avernum. The Empire, I think, will not tolerate the Slith Dorikai in its army forever. Okay, so that's definitely referring to our Slith. Interesting. They're uncivilized Slith Dorikai? He frowns. When the humans came to the underworld, we were here. We were mad. We started war, but many of us have come to sanity and peace. Few of the mad ones remain. That is all of our private business I will share. I return to work now. He turns away. Fair enough, I guess. Well, yeah, you know, just in case. This is the mayor's place, right? Yeah. Just in case there are more encounters that would go similarly until we talk to the mayor. Let's get that out of the way, right? You enter New Harston City Hall. It is of recent construction. The desks and supplies lay unused, waiting for bureaucrats to arrive and help process the hordes of treasure seekers heading to the northern frontier. Okay. Seems to be a pretty big deal. I mean, when we first arrived here, they made it sound like this was the absolute backwater, you know, where nothing was ever going to happen, but it seems like the northern frontier is, yeah, where, I don't know, kind of the center of attention and activity right now. So, yeah. The Ammonites have learned a few tricks from the Empire to project an impressive appearance. The floor is made of wood, a remarkable expense in the underworld. It would definitely impress a cave dweller. You, not so much. Oh, come on. You're definitely expected. A woman is waiting for you in the northern alcove. Following the same custom as on the surface, she wears a sash to identify her as the mayor. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what Avernum mayors have been doing ever since the first game, right? Oh, free papyrus. You don't say. Any more? Yes. Okay. Hold on, Mayor. I'm just gonna help myself to this free paper lying around. That brings us up to 18. Okay, only 2 more, according to my list. That's neat. Good to know. What the hell is this? What is that? Okay. Oh, right. You delivered the note to Mayor Solney. She chuckles. It says that you are coming to see me, and it was correct because here you are. Well done. Excellent organization. She reaches into her pouch and brings out a few coins for you. 100 coins. And Swafnir leveled up. Okay. I'll take it. That brings him up to 5. I did increase his strength recently-ish. Could give him tool use. Or I could give him more bow skill. Tool use or actual combat utility. This will leave him with 1 extra point for what it's worth. I don't know. I feel like somehow I feel like getting tool use up to level 10. And I have absolutely no idea if that is like as much as he'll ever need, or if it's probably not already overkill. I don't know. I suppose it's not super expensive compared to the combat stuff. No, you know what? No. Combat it is. I think 8 lockpicking should be fine for now. Mayor Solney, you finally reached the mayor of New Harston. She is a dignified woman in her 40s. You doubt that she has ever set foot on the surface. She has held up well, but life in this underworld is starting to wear her down. She gives you a calm, dignified bow. Then she smiles. A grin does not comfort you. She is clearly not a woman to be trifled with. Ah, yes, the honored visitor, the soldier of the Empire. Soldiers, please. Come to me with a request, no doubt. But where are my manners? I am Mayor Sawney. Would you like some tea? That sounds like a trick question, but yeah, I would love some tea, sure. Mayor Sawney pours a cup and hands it to you. It is our best tea, made from the lichens that grow in our land. She takes a sip. You take a sip. Mayor Sawney notes the tortured expression on your face. Really, we were not able to act more, I don't know, more dignified. Tortured expression on your face as you taste the hideous brew. It doesn't bother her at all. You're not used to Evernight drinks, I see. It is bitter, is it not? Yeah, like real tea? Well, black tea anyway. Or coffee, or any number of bitter drinks that people enjoy. But I suppose this is really that bitter, huh? But it does not bother us. We Evernights have grown used to bitterness over many years. Now tell me, what do you want from us? I mean, I feel like it's appropriate to talk business first, and maybe do some small talk later. I've come to get papers of transit so that we can begin the hunt for Dorikas. And I would like to give those papers to you, but communications are slow, and I am not sure how many of your people the castle will allow to explore. However, if you were to do something to aid us and show that you are trustworthy, well, that would speed communications. Or rather, that would speed up how quickly you would start communicating. Right? There's a problem I do not have the resources to solve, but you do. While I get your paperwork sorted out, why don't you go northwest? Well, we've been there. Yeah, that's exactly the name I was hoping to see. There is a mage up there. His name is Dorikas. He has been sending hordes of scuttlers to torment us and eat our crops. He demands payment. We do not submit to extortion. Rid us of him, and I'm sure I can convince my superiors to give you papers. Well, I mean, that's extremely fortunate for us, not so much maybe for you. Fine, I will hunt down this Dorikas. This is a... what? Oh, that's not what we're saying. This is infuriating. You are hunting the attempted assassin of your Empress, and the worms are having you do their pitiful business for them? It is an insult, but you have your orders, and you have no choice. I know that you are forbidden from killing Evernights, but this Dorikas is not one of us. He is an extortionist and a thug. Get rid of him, and I'm sure that your papers will arrive. Well, hand over those papers, because he's already dead. Unfortunately, the game did not anticipate that situation and didn't give us a line for that purpose. That's to be expected, of course. Where is Dorikas? Caverns Northwest. Yep. Did Dorikas create the scuttlers? No, they appeared years before he did. The magical environment of Avernum lends itself to the spontaneous generation and disappearance of such oddities, but Dorikas is the one who found ways to make them large and obedient, in order to threaten us and extort our wealth. Right. Can I get some supplies to help me in this mission? I doubt it, but might as well. I will speak with the local merchants. They will deal with you now that you are aiding us. Okay, well. And by the way, I have already gotten rid of Dorikas for you. Mayor Sawney claps her hands together, very pleased. I knew that you would. You see, hardly a problem at all. And it turns out, while you were gone, that I found your papers of transit. Yeah, except that we never left, and we were standing here looking at you all this time, so... I had them all along. Yeah, we know. You just took them out of a drawer in your desk. How foolish of me. All I had to do was fill in the names, and here they are. She hands them to you. You look down at the papers, the passport that will enable a skilled, highly trained pack of warriors, yeah, us, I know, to hunt down the mad dog Dorikas. You look at the name at the top. No, this can't be right. Wait, what are you talking about? Did she misspell our names? Mayor Sawney smiles, thoroughly enjoying how well she has outmaneuvered the Empire. I assure you it is. That is your name there. Well, your names. You are the one we will authorize to enter the northern frontier. Why me? Or us? And someone leveled up again. Because it is no small thing to let Empire soldiers wander freely in our lands. The person who goes will be chosen by us, not you. You're competent enough to survive, this I have seen, but not experienced enough to be a real danger. Well, we're working on that. Your General Redmark will complain. Messages will go back and forth. I will be overruled, but this will take months. I suggest that you begin your hunt now. You feel faint. Your mind tries to comprehend what Sawney has done to you. An irritating but endurable stay in Black Chasm Outpost has been denied to you. You will have to travel into... It's too horrible to imagine. You will have to report back to Sergeant Sienna. Perhaps she can make sense of this. As the mayor chuckles, you stumble away. What's so bad about that? Come on. Weren't you all expecting an adventure? Well, I guess role-playing-wise we were not, but, well, yeah, not a big surprise there. Although I guess one solution would be to just, I don't know, change, just to pick out for actually highly trained and, veteran soldiers, and, I don't know, give them passports with our names on them, change their names. How would the Evernights ever know, right? And problem solved, and we would just stay in the outpost, or just be sent back to the surface. A job well done. Yeah, but of course we're not going to get out of this quite so easily. Let's see here. New Harston stores keep out. Oh, difficulty 12. Well, of course, we're not really supposed to enter that particular door, so... Oh, hey, look at that. And just like that, one quest done. Wonderful. Oh, also, a potted plant. Perfect. Don't mind if I help myself to that. She'll never know. Okay, well, that was that. Actually, hold on. There was more to talk to you about. Mayor Solly stands calmly at the end of the table. It is polished malachite. Lovely, expensive, and brought here with, no doubt, great difficulty. The mayor idly runs her fingers through her hair and says, "What else do you wish to discuss, child of the Empire?" I would like to know more about New Harston. A bit of history. That is not an imposition. We are proud of our past as an independent nation. The stress she puts on the word independent is subtle but unmistakable. We are at the limits of civilized Avernum here. This is the site of what used to be the village of Harston. When your empire invaded us, Harston was cut off. Giants destroyed it. Oh yeah. Right, there was like the the opposite of dwarves, the giant capital. Wasn't that in that same northwest corner of this cavern where Hericus' lair was now? There was no mention of there being, giant ruins or any ancient construction of that sort. So I don't know. Maybe it's a different place. Maybe they just completely razed that to the ground. But in these times of peace and tranquility, it was inevitable that this area would be resettled, and here we are. So there are giants around here? Very few. We killed the rest of them as repayment for the destruction of Harston. We Evernights have long memories. We remember who has done us wrong. Gotcha. And Avernum is peaceful now? It is. We had trouble a few years back, problems with the Vannetai. That has been settled, and we are at peace with them. Now our only problem is managing the population. There are so many people who prefer the cold and dark to life under the Empire. Well, we are literally living under the Empire, though. Well, anyway, it can be hard to find places for them all, and thus we expand. I'd like to know more about the Vannetai. I am not the one to teach about those alien creatures, the humanoids of the lowest caverns. Anyway, we have other matters to discuss. Do we? It's hard to manage your population? The mayor grows wary. Our conversation has gone far afield. We have other things to discuss. Well, I mean, you brought it up in the first place. Excuse me. Is being mayor here a difficult job? Of course, and it would be difficult even if the assistance the castle promised me ever arrived. We have a constant flow of travelers coming through here, rough types heading to the northern frontier. We have to record them, make sure they can be allowed to proceed, and keep them under control. What is the castle? Shouldn't it be pretty obvious? Well, it is the capital of Avernum, far south of here, in the Great Cave. It is where King Starus rules, and rules wisely. He knows that Avernum will not tolerate a tyrant. He is wise, but not always efficient, which is why I have not yet received my assistance. Is that a quest? Will we go there and try to act on her behalf, or something? I don't know. I guess not. Why do so many people want to go to the northern frontier? Wealth, adventure, stupidity, and most importantly, a plot of cave to call their own. It is the great dream to own land, to own a home, to not be a serf. But so many of the usable caves of Avernum have been claimed that people dreaming of land need to go farther and farther. Why would you stop someone from going north? We will not let anyone commit suicide or make themselves a burden on those already there. The decrepit, the insane, those without proper supplies, we do not let them get on a boat. Sadly, that means we are stuck with them. But not a problem. If they cause trouble, we dump them into the Abyss. It's not far to the west, after all. The Abyss? Yes, it's sort of an Avernum within Avernum, where we put our thugs and criminals. It's west of here. Stay away from it. They hate the Empire more than anyone, and that takes a lot. Right, we know that. What do you think of the Empire? I think we know that pretty much, but she looks surprised. What an odd question, but I forget that you are a warrior, not a diplomat. I was born here. My grandparents were flung into the underworld to die by the Empire. We know that many in the Empire resent that a single square foot of land anywhere in the world is not under their dominion. I do not hate the Empire, like many do, but I do not trust it. Why were your relatives thrown into Avernum? Well, as we should know, we should have been briefed about, I guess, before we were thrown down here, or well, sent down here. That's not something you ask, but... She sighs. I suppose that you were not told. Yeah, no. That is a very impolite question. Avernum has always been a place for new beginnings. We do not dwell on the past. They made the Empire angry, so the Empire tried to destroy them. The Empire thought that to be justice. That is all you need to know. Right. Of course, they might have actually been criminals. You know, who knows what terrible things they might have done. Or they might have been simple dissidents, but we'll never know, and it doesn't matter. Do you have any other jobs for me? Most important question. No, you should consult the job board outside. Okay, that works. Or you should begin the hunt for Dorikas. We do not enjoy having this assassin in our lands. Well, you know, you could send your own soldiers to help with the hunt, to speed things up. Just saying. But of course not. Well, oh hey, job board. Message Gladwell. A scroll has been tacked to this wall. It is torn and scorched. Whoever was carrying it before, he or she ran into some trouble. It is addressed to Gladwell the Wizard, Northern Isles. Urgent. Okay. We'll go there eventually. Possibly pretty soon, actually. Package, Harkin's Landing. Someone has left something odd on this job board. It is an intricately carved spiral of blue crystal. That sounds familiar? But I'm not quite sure. Have we seen, like, small crystal spirals in some of the past games? Or am I confusing that with something else? I don't know. Suspended from a leather thong. There is a tag on it which reads to Mabil? I don't know. Harkin's Landing. Drake Pillars. Payment on delivery. It might be worth delivering it should you find out where Harkin's Landing is. Well, we'll find it eventually. Rat Bounty. Well, we have killed a few rats. The self-described Rat Lord has begun to bother merchants and travelers going to and from New Harston. Mayor Stoney declares a bounty to be paid in valuable crystals to whoever can whittle down his army of hideous rats. The killer of 20 of the creatures in his lair should report to the mayor for the reward. In his lair? Well, I mean, we have found a couple of rats in some cave or another, but certainly not that many, and there also was no sign or mention of a Red Lord, so I'm guessing that was not the lair that this is talking about. So hopefully I'll find it somewhere north or east of here. Lowland Slime. There is a pulsing blob of slime that has been damaging the crops to the southeast of New Harston. We have technically been in that area. The owner of those lands, Mother Alice, will pay a generous cash bounty to the adventurer who can destroy this hideous monster. Said adventurer will also receive 2 complimentary steaks of the highest quality. Okay. Count me in. Oh, Dionisio. I suppose we could talk to you. Well, let's first actually return to our friend Vaush and see if he will now trade with us. Something unusual happens. The slith blinks. The mayor has sent word. For her own reasons, we are to allow you here and trade with you. Well, you're not welcomed or liked, but I will buy and sell. Well, that's good to hear. I don't have anything to sell right now, but what do you have for sale? No better swords. Wait, steel. Never mind. 7 to 14. I mean, that is better, but of course we are going to find those. And the prices are exorbitant. Yeah, I suppose that's to be expected. No better bows or anything. Yeah, no. Thanks, but no thanks. I guess at least we can sell. Who are you, Dionisio? Some sort of quartermaster or something? The Avernites, from what you have seen before, tend to be a sloppy people. Soap and good cloth are scarce down here. Scarce. So grime and holes in the knees are to be expected. And yet this man, while he is as pale and skinny as the rest of his people, is immaculately dressed. Not stylish, but his clothes are clean and free of tears. Or tears, who knows. He looks like he has been expecting you. I am Dionisio, he says. I am an agent of King Steris and the Avernite Crown. It is nice to meet the Empire Infiltrator. That's not exactly what we are, by the way. I am meant to keep an eye on you. One of my many jobs. Right. Doesn't look like we can actually complain about that title that he gave us there, but okay. You're an agent of Avernum. What does that mean? Well, I do things. I'm not a spy. I'm a facilitator. The castle collects information, develops a list of tasks, and hands it to someone like me, along with funds to hire adventurers. Okay, tell me more. Once my task is completed, I can go home. Was it a long journey to get here? Quite a few months. I've already dispatched adventurers in Silvar, Formello, and Fort Draco. Once my little jaunt in the northern frontier is done, I can return to civilization. Are you eager to go home? Oh yes, I could use a good proper bath and a haircut, and my clothes are showing distinct signs of wear and unattractiveness. Not that you can see. Also, as much as I enjoy the company of the ladies of the provinces, I feel you can only get decent conversation in the Great Cave. Alright, you will be keeping an eye on me? Well, one of the jobs I must perform before I can return is to see the Empire Infiltrators and report on their appearance and perceived competence. Done and done. One less thing on the list. And how do you perceive my competence? He chuckles and remains silent. You want to punch him, but it would probably make your superiors angry. You deny yourself the pleasure. Do I not get a choice here? Okay, fine. What sort of jobs do you do? Oh, I don't do any. I remain in the comforts of town, keeping comfortable and drinking the better wine, while the adventurers in my hire do the work. I also do a lot of traveling. I'm sure that is not a surprise. Yeah, especially since you already told us that. So, you don't experience any risk? Dionisio laughs. No risk? You must be mad. If you'd traveled much in Avernum, you'd know just how much risk I experience. He rolls up his sleeve and shows you a nasty and clearly recent scar. It was horrible. When I got this, it ruined my best shirt. Oh, I'm very sorry. Sorry for your loss. And would you pay me to do anything? Mayor Solney has deemed you worthy of acting in Avernum's interest. I trust her judgment. Sure, I will pay you well to do a little job for me. There is a goblin infestation east of here. Soon it will spread. They always do. But this situation is unusual. There is a giant in the goblin lair, using the creatures as his servants. Contact the giant. Tell him that Avernum will pay him if he keeps the goblins under control, and thinned out when necessary. If he does this, we will pay him 100 coins per month, and let him live, of course. Okay. Tell me about this giant. A captured goblin reported that its name was Marrowsucker. Poetic, yes? It's in the lower chambers of their caves, east and a little south. It is one of the few survivors of the recent massacres of the stupid creatures. East and a little south. I mean, we have been southeast of here. Oh, but I certainly don't remember a goblin lair or a giant, so... You would seriously deal with a giant? Why not? They're on the run, and we Avernites are a practical people, and goblins are horrible pests. Right, what sort of jobs do you do? Wait, I thought there was something else to talk about. I guess not. Okay. Right, that's a bunch of new quests. I like that. You're just a guard. What's this place? Oh, Harston Arms. The local inn? Yes. Brain. Elitana, Sasa, and Gypsy, or a Gypsy. I know I asked that exact question in all the Avernum 4, where there was a character either called Gypsy or referred to as a Gypsy. Let's talk to the barkeep first. This is a very busy inn, full of merchants and travelers. It is also the watering choice for those who want a last party before they enter the northern frontier. The innkeeper is clearly very unhappy to have an Empire soldier in his establishment. Can't be the first time, though. Come on. He says between gritted teeth, I am Brain, or Breen, whoever. This is the Harston Arms. What do you want? Well, the usual. Anything interesting happening in town? No. Can I get a room? Nope. No free rooms. Best be moving on. Don't you have a fort you can sleep in? Well, yeah, although I still don't actually know where our quarters are supposed to be there, but can I get a drink? Oh, that is an option apparently. Oh, well, that was kind of unpleasant and unproductive. Elitana. This woman isn't a miner or a farmer. She has a broadsword at her belt, and a shield rests against a bar. She must be a caravan guard. When you get close, she turns and looks at you. The deep, overpowering loathing in her expression startles you. You take a step back. She is nowhere near drunk. This is calm, sober, considered hatred. Oh, nice. Move on, surface scum. I don't want people saying Elitana is a murderer. Don't make it necessary. Evernight or no Evernight, how dare anyone speak to a soldier of the Empire like this? Yeah, I mean, that's really uncalled for. You hate the Empire? We all hate you. Some just pretend otherwise better. Now be moving on, scum, or I'll avenge some of the few that came before me. I mean, if she attacks us, and we defend ourselves, that would be perfectly justified. Alright, I'm going. She snorts at you and returns to her drink. Whatever. How tough is she? She has a lot of hit points. I know we're not supposed to cause any trouble, so I guess I'm gonna swallow my pride for the moment at least. Maybe I'll think otherwise at some point. Sasa. This Evernight seems 2/3 of the way into a very serious drunk. The dirt on her face and arms and the calluses on her hands mark her as a very hard worker. There is a large leather pack on the floor by her feet. She looks up at you with unfocused eyes. Hey there, I'm Sasa. Have a seat and... Wait a minute. Ah, Empire soldiers! It's an invasion! With some effort you manage to calm her down before the guards get here. Yeah. What's your job? I'm a miner. I pull wealth out of the rock. A toast to us! Without us, Avernum would have no use. No use at all. Why wouldn't Avernum have any use? Keeping us down here, keeping us alive, running the teleporters, all expensive. She waves her mug to help make the point. Gems, silver. That's what pays for all this. Keeping us alive, running the teleporters, all expensive. Where are you working now? Nowhere. Mine's drying up. Miners going north. I'm at the edge of civilization. Yeah, I'm going too. I see that you have a pack. Are you traveling? I am. I'm trying to get into the frontier to make my fortune. To fortune. She takes a swig of ale. Yes, but I can't afford passage. On the boats. So I work, trying to make the money. But not much work. Say, you wouldn't give me a few coins, would you? I mean, I'd rather not, but just on the off chance that it does something good for me. Other than good karma, I guess. Sure. Oh, that was only 10 coins. That's okay. You give her a little bit of money. She seems very grateful. You're good people. For the Empire people, I mean. You know what I mean. Soon I'll have enough to get out of here. Now I have to... She gets up and lurches away from you. She's in a hurry. Something is about to come out of her somewhere. Okay, let's not investigate that any further. Well, hey, Gypsy. There's an old woman playing a guitar on the stage. You're surprised that she can keep the instrument in good playing order in this damp environment. You're even more surprised at how good the music is. You listen to her sing for a while, an old Evernight folk tune. You put us in the portal for what you say we lack. You try to forget us, think we cannot attack. When you walk with Hawthorne, best hold to your soul, for we are the devil way down in the hole. She notices you listening and nods at the bowl at her feet. I guess I'll throw a few more coins in. The player nods and resumes her song. You listen for a while, trying to learn something about these strange people. Do we? Did that give us some experience or something? Oh, speaking of which, I think... Yeah, she leveled up. And she has a whopping 12 points now. What to do with this wealth? I think I wanted to increase intelligence to bring her to the same level as Xaz. That means next level up she's going to have 9 points, which is actually enough to increase mage spells. Yeah, that's not a terrible plan, I think. Brings her up to 67 mana. Okay, that's starting to be a pretty decent number. Do we have any of the items we need here? Perchance. 2 staircases up. Fancy. Wait, what are those? Pillows and towels, okay. Don't need any of those things. Oh. Oh. A trap. Disarmed it, and of course, this is not ours. Let's not steal it, it's just money. Whatever. Hello? Goodman Wulf. This man actually looks pleased to see you, and you can tell why. He's from the Empire. It looks like he came down very recently. He's sitting alone at this rear table, far from the Evernites. Rear? Well, upstairs. Very far from the rest of the guests. He's drinking some of the foul Evernite mushroom ale, wincing with each sip. He motions for you to sit with him. I'm Goodman Wulf, he says. Nice to meet more of my kind. It's been a lonely time down here. It's odd that he calls himself Goodman. On the surface, that title usually means that the person is a landowner. How's the ale? He takes another sip and winces. It's cheap, all I can say for it. Then he offers you the mug. Try it. I guess I try it. You take a sip of the infamous Avernite mushroom ale. It tastes like, well, you would expect mushroom ale to. It's an intriguing blend of raw potato, moist dirt, and old sock. No mushroom in there, though, I guess. That's surprising. Clearly an acquired taste of the truly desperate. You hand the mug back. Wulf nods sympathetically. Been in Avernum long? A few months. I'm a farmer, or I was. I'm trying to establish a claim down here so that I can set up and bring my family down to join me, but it is very difficult. How did you get permission to come down to Avernum? Also, why would you want to? It's a lottery. Far more want to come down than are allowed. We're lucky that Empress Prozak, God's protector, lets anyone come down at all. Why are things so difficult? Because to start a farm, I need land. I need to make a claim. It was impossible to get land on the surface, and now it's impossible to get land here. Everywhere decent and safe land has been taken. I see. He looks up at you, noting your weaponry. He smiles. Say, care to help a fellow exile from the surface? Believe it or not, I can pay. I have my orders? Well, I mean, I have no orders preventing me from doing that. I can keep my eyes open, I guess. Sure. He nods. There's some good land east of here, near the river. I'd claim it in a second, but it's dangerous. There's a crazy living out there. A crazy? Okay, like a crazy person. Calls himself the Rat Lord. Ah, okay. Well, thank you for that info. That's actually useful. He breeds rats, like Dorikas, but keeps to himself more. Anyway, the mayor will probably send someone to evict that Rat Lord soon. If I knew exactly when it was safe, I'd go out there and claim some land for myself. If you got rid of the Rat Lord and let me know first, I'd give you one of the things I snuck down from the surface, and you'd be helping someone in the same fix you're in. Well, not exactly the same fix, but sure. Why is he called the Rat Lord? Because he breeds rats. He likes them. He's not a wizard, he's just a guy that likes rats. He shrugs. Evernites, they're crazy. What can you do? Right, there's so little land on the surface? Most is held by the rich. There was some left on the continent of Valorim, but most of that was given by Empress Prozak to the Evernites, to give the worms who wanted to return to the surface a place to live. I like Empress Prozak all right, but a lot of people were very angry that she gave so much land to them. Right. Okay, well, thanks for the quest. Always appreciate it. Okay, just some random stuff. Not the stuff we need, though. Oh, difficulty 9. Which is almost what we can deal with. Alright, nothing here. Let's see here. 40 minutes on the timer. Are we gonna finish exploring the entire place? Maybe? Is it worth going up every single one of these towers? Definitely not. Am I gonna do it anyway? Yeah, probably. Okay, they're not all exactly the same. This one didn't have a chest. Not that the chest in the other tower is particularly useful, considering that you're constantly being watched by Evernite guards. But oh well. Let's see here. New Harston South, well, you don't say. Harston Docks northeast. Fortunato's Brewery north. Oh, okay. That must, yeah. That's the place that we snuck into from behind, for what it's worth. Or that we know a way to sneak into from behind, if we ever need to do that. Oh. Right. I wonder if it's if it does anything for us to find these obvious teleport pillars ahead of time and interact with them before we have whatever we need to put into that receptacle. Oh, also, yeah, right when I first arrived here, I was under the impression, or I was expecting to find the actual town to be surrounded by a wall of some sort, and that's why I thought this was the outer wall of the town. But and that's why I was so confused that, you know, this was labeled private residence. But that makes a lot more sense, of course. Oh, hey, Mother Alice. I guess we weren't really supposed to talk to you quite yet. We already have a quest, but maybe she'll give us some extra info. This woman is remarkably well dressed and stylish for an Evernight. Why, the clothes on her back were the height of fashion 5 or 6 years ago. She looks irritated. Well, I did want to contact you. There has been a shortage of adventurers lately, and I thought that I might be able to pay you for assistance. This is still true, even though you broke into my house. Yeah, sorry about that. It's kind of what we do. I'm called Mother Alice, a gentle and friendly name, though its owner seems to be neither. I own a fair amount of land around here. I sometimes need help managing and expanding my claims. I would pay well for your assistance. You're wealthy? By Evernight standards, I am. Maybe even by surface standards, too. I was one of the first people to take the risk of coming to New Harston, and one of the first to make claims. I was well rewarded for the gamble. What was the gamble? That New Harston might end up like Harston. In Avernum, the first people to go anywhere tend to end up eaten, and the second people, too. So you claimed land? How does that work? I do not wish to discuss the minutiae of Avernum law with you. Evernight law with you. I will simply say that the person who wishes to own a piece of unowned bare stone needs to register it with the mayor, and they protect it for... She sighs. Never mind. It's not important to you. I guess not. So, nice clothes. Thank you. I have them personally tailored on the surface and teleported down. My most expensive and ridiculous luxury. So you wish my assistance? I do. All of the local adventurers have headed into the northern frontier for easier money, forcing me to resort to trying to bribe you. There is someone I want evicted. Mayor Sawney has given me permission. He's a madman called the Rat Lord. Okay. He lives in the caves east of here. Get rid of him. Report to me quickly without telling anyone else so that I can claim the lands. Oh, okay, I see. I'll pay you very well. I mean, she'll probably pay me more than Wulf, if I had to guess. But she already has plenty of land, right? She's already wealthy, and he's looking for a place for his family to start a new life. This is absolutely not a matter of him being, you know, from the Empire. Just a matter of morality, I guess. So, well, let's see if we can get some extra info, and I hope I'll get the option to decline her request. Or I could accept it and then, you know, still tell Wulf instead of her. The Rat Lord, is he a wizard of some kind? No, just an idiot who likes rats. No great loss. Get rid of him how? However you want. He has allowed his rats to attack travelers and merchants. Some have been horribly wounded, so I can assure you that no Evernight would raise a stink if you killed him. He has it coming, I assure you. What do you do with your land? Farm it. Mushrooms, lichen, beneficial herbs. Avernum's population grows and we need more and more food, and I will provide it, for a healthy price. That's all I need. Oh, we have already received the quest. Okay, sometimes you actually actively accept the quest, sometimes you don't. Evernight cook. Hello? Okay. Not in this case. Well, I really hope that the quest will just fail and be removed from my quest log, rather than sitting there forever, after I decide to not help her. But we'll see. Does no one have... What are we looking for? Pipes? Fishing poles? I guess not necessarily in a city house. But vases, though. Surely someone as wealthy as her. I mean, what is that? Is that not a vase? No. And that is... Oh. Sealed with a spell. Fancy. Hmm. Right. Okay, just a nameless guard. Talked to you before. Lark? You're the city wizard, I guess? Lark's workshop. This is a mage's workshop. It's an active one. You're surrounded by bubbling pots and pylons shooting out constant flows of energy. Your skin starts to tingle. In the magical tradition of respect for the safety of regular townsfolk, this building is right here in town so that any accidents can cause the maximum amount of damage. Nice. I'm sure it's perfectly safe. Hello, Lark. You meet New Harston's mage in residence. Oh, she. She seems friendly enough. I don't know why I expected her to be a guy. No reason to, I suppose. She approaches to greet you, taking pains to keep clear of the magical pylons. She isn't as pale and thin as the other Evernites in town. She has been in Avernum for a while, but you doubt that she was born here. She seems very distracted, although all of the magical machinery in her lab distracts you too. Welcome, warrior, she says. I'm Lark, Hedge Wizard of New Harston. I've been very busy of late, but not so much that I can't speak with the envoys from the Empire. I'm sure that I have offers that can interest you. Oh yeah? What do you have to offer me? A mutually beneficial exchange. I have skill and recipes. You wander around and beat things up. I hear a lot about the creatures of the northern frontier. If you were to bring me certain components, I could make powerful potions. Okay. If you would like to begin a hunt, let me know and I can give you a target. Oh, where did you learn your recipes? I have spent years hiring adventurers to bring me old and valuable magical texts from all over. At last I can begin to profit from this knowledge. In particular, I got a marvelous prize, a book of alchemical notes from the infamous Erika Redmark herself. I would love to complete her work, but to do that, I need ingredients, and to get them, I need you. Who was Erika Redmark? Quite possibly the greatest mage in the history of Avernum. She helped to develop and improve most of the underground plants and animals that keep us alive. She helped create the Tower of Magi and other schools of magical learning. Also, she helped to assassinate Empress Prezak's predecessor. She didn't like the Empire very much, but bit of sore spot, I suppose, but ancient history now. Anyway, she's dead, but her knowledge lives on. Right, so you offer, I would like to begin a hunt. Sure, sounds fun. I'm pleased to hear it. Let me describe the first target. It is not far from here, I believe. The foul and wicked Aranea, spiders infused with powerful magical energy, have mostly been eradicated from our lands. One remains. It calls itself Bakuba, and it lurks in the tunnels northwest of this town. Really? Does it now? Oh, you know what? That's probably that underground ziggurat type structure that we've seen. That was in the spider tunnels, right? Bring me its spinnerets, and I can make a brew which will infuse us with some of its magic. Infuse us. Us? Like you and the four of us, or us humans? Well, either way, I'll gladly do it. Right. Can you teach me magic? She grins mischievously. Ah, you won't be the first citizen of the Empire to slip down here for a little unauthorized magic. I know that well. Well, I mean, we're authorized to learn some magic. I don't know many spells that will help you in a combat situation, but I would happily teach them to you. Always happy to give a little thumb in the eye to my friends upstairs. She points up at the surface. Well then. I don't need any training? Wait, why? Okay, I guess we have to talk to her a bit more first before she actually shows us the spells. Let me see her wares. Oh, those are her wares. I see. Unlock doors. Oh, that's expensive. Icy rain, though. I mean, we have just enough to learn both of those. Sure, why not? Why the heck not? We're about to, to start our second major expedition anyway, and which will no doubt leave us a lot richer than we are now. So that's all good. Are you from the Empire? I am. I came down years ago looking for a place where I could study magic in peace, where I could cast a spell without filling out the form first. I'd be careful down here if I were you. You might find that freedom gets addictive once you experience enough of it. Okay. Keep that in mind. It's interesting that even though she's only been down here a few years, she's been accepted by the Evernites, apparently. Allowed to have her workshop right here in town and all that. Yoink. Oh, we don't actually need that anymore. You can keep your paper then. Huh, difficulty 40. Wait, what? I didn't even notice that before. Holy crap. That's another button that's not actually a button. Your skill with the spell augmentation increases. Augmentation? I guess that's a mage spell? Would make sense. Indeed. Increases the health of the character. Oh, that's what that potion did. Yeah, okay. Health? Just health. Okay, fair enough. It tends to remove magical protections from nearby doors. Right. Let's return to Other Alice's place, I suppose, and see if that works on... or if that's strong enough to work on this lock here. Not because I necessarily want to steal her stuff. Can I not? I guess this is good enough. Oh, it does work. Save the game just in case there is some sort of trap. I guess not. Lovely crystal. Piercing crystal. I mean, that has actual utility. And those might be in somewhat short supply. Yeah, I'll take that. You know, just because she's a greedy, rich person who I don't like very much. That's enough reasoning, I guess. Enough of a reason to steal. The sign says Shrine of the Anama. Oh. Right next to the mage's workshop, huh? Isn't that a bit awkward? All weary travelers are welcomed. You enter a Shrine of the Anama. The Anama are a peculiar lot. Your trainers made sure to warn you about them before you were sent to Avernum. Okay, so we got some information and some warnings, just not about all the essential things, I guess. The Anama reject magic. They feel that wizardry should not be practiced in any form, eccentric at best. Empress Prozak has strongly encouraged them to leave the Empire. Even her tolerance has limits. And yet, here they are, providing succor to those cave dwellers and to the adventurers heading for the northern frontier. They are an odd lot, but they are friendly. It can't hurt to look around. Or can it? Okay, a bunch of travelers, and then Minister Pilhofer. Hello, Minister Pilhofer. The Anama minister walks through the temple, providing assistance to the people kneeling here. They don't look like members of the Anama, but like people stopping to rest on their way to the northern frontier. To some of them, he gives advice or a kind word. Others receive a simple healing spell to cure minor wounds received during the journey here. Then he sees you. Surprisingly, he doesn't seem at all taken aback by having soldiers of the Empire in his shrine. He approaches and greets you. I am Minister Pilhofer. The Anama welcome all who wander in peace, to aid those who are troubled, and who wish to evade the scourge of magic in our world. Yeah, that all sounds very nice, except for the last part. Can you tell me about this shrine? All travelers who come in peace are welcome here. We aid who we can, how we can. This has made us very welcome here. Of course, if you wish to learn something of our beliefs, we are very eager to teach. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. What do the travelers need? Very little, usually. Just advice and a kind word. They are risking much to travel into the northern frontier. Here, at the edge of Avernum, a bit of friendliness and a bowl of stew are all it takes to refresh them before the hard times ahead. Alright, tell me about the Anama. I am pleased that you asked. We believe in the individual. We believe that each person has great power within, power to aid others, power that should be cherished and encouraged through quiet and contemplation. This holy power has an opposite, the power of magic, power that is grabbed from outside, power that comes without wisdom, power that in fact erases wisdom. That is the way of the Anama. Okay, aiding others is important? I mean, yeah. It is the only thing that is important. Tranquility, safety, happiness, what else has value? And these things can only come by working in peace with others. So you really don't use magic? No. Look around the world. Everything we gain from magic is paid for with two harms. Consider the damage done to this village by the mad mage Dorikas. To a mage, all acts are justified by having the power to commit them. We do not need magic to live. The lack of magic, however, will enable us to live better lives. But without magic, life in Avernum would be impossible. Yeah, good point. This is true, and perhaps Avernum should never have been created in the first place. But what is done is done. Until we can all return to our rightful places in the sun, I will minister to the Evernites as best I can. Your views intrigue me. Wow, really? I mean, as much as that option intrigues me, I just can't justify that. I don't agree with you about the magic thing. I'm not surprised. Few can voluntarily give up power, even if that is the path of wisdom. I can only hope that the things you witness in these lands might change your mind. But I'm boring you, I'm sure. Anything else that you would like to know? Can you teach me spells? I mean, priest spells, I guess? We Anama are happy to share our prayers and chants, the keys that unlock the holy power within us. Of course, the Empire would not approve of your having unauthorized power. He winks. But I won't tell them. Sure. Minor heal. So new here is Summon Shade, which I'm not interested in, and Enduring Shield, which we already have. But of course, exorbitant, yeah. Didn't even pay attention to Lark's prices. I guess they were a little bit lower. Yeah, anyway, of course now we're completely broke, so... you minister to many travelers. It is my current quest. It takes up much of my time, but it is a marvelous opportunity to share our faith. A kind word, a bowl of stew, a blessing, it works wonders. And I tell them about the Anama and the northern frontier. It can be useful to me. What? It can be useful to me? Sometimes, for example, I can use the travelers to send messages. Ah. Do you get many converts? No, but I get more than I would if I did not try. What sort of blessing can you give? Simply a prayer, a kind word, a benediction. It doesn't do much, but it eases the soul. Would you like a blessing? Sure, why not? The minister places his hand on your head and mutters a short prayer. Your skin tingles slightly. He removes his hand. I wish you safety in your travels ahead and freedom from ignorance and fear. I wish you to inflict no cruelty. Well, we'll see about that. And I hope that you are far from the cruelty of others. Yeah, but what was that about? Perhaps I can deliver a message for you. I'm pleased that you have offered. He takes a letter from his pouch and hands it to you. Take this with you. If you ever find yourself in Anama Haven, find Secreter Mickelbur and give this to him. Do you all have such weird names? I assure you that you will be rewarded for the effort. Okay. Thanks, I guess. Did we actually gain some sort of blessing? I guess not. That was just talk. Or maybe there is something, some actual effect. Who knows? This. Oh, energy restoration. That's neat, I suppose. Not necessary, of course, in town. Another 40 difficulty lock. I wonder what that means. Does that mean there is a key to be gained somehow? To be acquired? To open those? Because we definitely will not get 40 lockpicking skill in any legitimate way. Huh. Well, anyway, that was the town, I think. I believe we've been everywhere. The smithy, the bar, the mayor, of course, the wizard, and what is this? Oh, the job board, yeah, of course. And Mother Alice's home. Right. So she did not actually tell us anything about that slime that we're supposed to hunt. Lowland slime. Yeah, even though we were told that it's on her lands. Southeast. Oh, there was that one. There was that cave with the hidden passages that were like visible. Yeah, visible. My God, visible on the minimap, but the what looked like switches on the walls didn't actually do anything. And I suspected that that place might be connected to some sort of quest, so maybe that's the one. We also still have the undead to deal with. I guess what we're gonna do first thing next episode. I was not expecting this town visit to take up the entire episode, but well, there were a lot of people and a lot of talking, and we did pick up a ton of quests. We're also supposed to return to our outpost, of course, to, I suppose, be officially given the mission to hunt for Dorikas instead of the actually qualified people. But, you know, what can you do? Right. Yeah, a bunch of things. But other than the undead on that little piece of shore of the northern sea, everything is in the quest list, so we'll just deal with those things one at a time. Yeah, and for the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.